Welcome to winter in Colorado. Horrible lighting. I'm sorry, but this is the most well-lit place in my house right now. I'm doing a Thanksgiving theme this month because it's November and Thanksgiving is in like a week. So I did Thanksgiving on Thursday. It's part of the Magic Treehouse series. It's number 27. It's by Mary Pope Osborne. The Magic Treehouse series is exactly what it sounds like. There's a magic treehouse in the woods, and these two kids find it, and they can time travel, and Morgan Le Fay gets involved about halfway through the series, and I don't really remember because I haven't read it for like 10 years. The cover is really cute, it's really festive. These are the two main characters, brother and sister. But this is from a scene in the book, and this is on all the Magic Treehouse books. Including their little research nonfiction books. They've got period style clothes, got beautiful colors in the background. It's very festive. I really like it. It's very Thanksgiving-ish. So before the book even starts, the author has this little blurb that gives information about the real Thanksgiving and the kind of misconceptions that people have right here on this page. There's a lot of space at the bottom of the pages, like right here. So the letters don't go, the words don't go all the way to the bottom like they do in normal books. There's huge full-length pictures. Let me see if I can find one. Beautifully drawn. I really like it. It's really detailed, and they're all accurate as far as I can tell. Period time clothes, period time foods, houses, everything. It's really accurate, and I like that. So because it's a book for elementary kids, it's got really simple language, small words, short sentences. The kids, immediately upon arrival in a different time period, wear the garb. They don't have to find clothes. It just appears on them, which is really handy. The two characters are not very good at keeping themselves a secret. It was pretty easy for the people in the 1700s to figure out that they were not from around town. First of all, it's a small settlement, so they knew that they didn't belong to them. And on top of that, they used different phrases, they didn't know how to fish, they didn't understand all of that stuff that pilgrims would have been like, you should have learned when you were 3. So they just didn't, they were very bad at that. So the book gives accurate information. It goes over specific people, specific characters, the generals, and it gives backstory on them a little bit. It talks about the hardships that the pilgrims endured, the problems that they had with, open fires and cooking food, stuff like that. And at the very, very end, there's a little more facts section where they talk about why Thanksgiving is on that day, or like the last Thursday in the month. Talks about what specific words mean in other languages, giving information on Squanto. There are 2 sorts of meanings, maybe 3. Be kind to those who feel different and afraid. And then sort of an under theme was that hard work and working with other people can be really productive. All the pilgrims had to work together to make Thanksgiving. On top of that, the very, very end, they talk about how, the pilgrims, they had their first winter there was really difficult, and like a third of them died from diseases and stuff. So children today should be really thankful and happy that, their parents are still there to care for them, and they have food and a fridge and cars. They don't have to walk everywhere. I think my only question in this book was why their parents let them wander around in the woods. I mean, when I was little, I could, you know, go up and down the street, whatever, go for bike rides when I was 7 and 8. But my parents had to know where I was going. They were probably with me. And they weren't letting me wander around in the woods by myself with my older brother. I wouldn't consider this a good bedtime story for kids. It would be fairly stimulating to a small child. It's kind of action-packed, and I think it would be difficult to get a kid to go to bed after reading this book or reading part of it. So don't use as a bedtime story. It's like a 70, 80 page book, and it took me maybe 30 minutes to read. It wasn't that hard. Great book for kids. Really recommend it during the Thanksgiving week to give kids more information. I give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. There were no errors that I found as far as punctuation goes, but the parents leaving their kids alone right before leaving for grandma's place, letting them wander around, not exactly something that I would like to share with my child. I don't want them thinking that that's the norm, because I would not let my kid wander around in the dark, scary woods, especially 10 minutes before we're supposed to leave for Thanksgiving dinner with the family. I have not done a written review of this, but I'm hoping I can do that in the next couple of days before I return it to the library. The next 2 books that I'm reading are A Catered Thanksgiving. It's by Isis Crawford. She does a lot of what I call food mysteries. 2 sisters own a little bakery, and they end up getting pulled into a murder, and they're stuck with the murderer for like at least a day. I'm also reading The Book of Disquiet, and anyone who's been keeping track of my Goodreads knows that I tried reading that for 6 months, maybe longer, and I gave up in June, and I've started up again, and I hopefully can get it read by the end of this year, because I want it gone. It's just a lot to take in. So, links down below for hub pages and my blog. And Goodreads. I just did a written review for Zen Scarlet on hub pages. All the links down below. Send me recommendations if you have any. I am doing a Christmas theme next month, so any Christmas suggestions, I'm open to them. I am open to books other than Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever, November, December thing you want to do, New Year's, that works too. And here's a cute cat. Oh, are you scared? Yeah. You're so cute. Mwah. You've been a real treat today, haven't you? Been walking all over everything. I'm gonna have to cut all those parts, like this one, your butt. I'm gonna have to cut that out.